Great to see you on this Monday, the National Forecast. Suzanne Leonard and the team here taking a look first at temperatures, which I know has just about everybody talking these days. Finally, a hint of spring in eastern Canada. 5 in Toronto, 2 in Montreal, 0 in Halifax. Lots of sunshine for many areas and some pretty comfortable seasonal temperatures on Monday. Still chilly. St. John's and Iqaluit. Got a story from Baffin Island coming up, and we'll take you through western Canada. 16 in Calgary today and a couple more records in British Columbia. Why such a contrast? Well, the jet stream is well to the north. It's been so mild. We've had some rain showers in northerly Fort McMurray today. I'll tell you about who's getting how much snow along this low, and this is the storm track continuing. We've had some flurries in the Maritimes today, but much of a good thing, and there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. If we get too high a rise in temperatures for too long, we'll get too rapid a snow melt, which of course adjusts water levels, pushes them up, and we become concerned about ice jam flooding. So those are some of the springtime weather issues that we'll be talking about in the coming days. I want you to see wind chills overnight tonight from Edmonton through Montreal in blue. Those are wind chills between 0 and -10. And then we jump ahead to tomorrow afternoon. Notice how the wind chills stick around in the far north. Iqaluit, -40, how it'll feel. One extreme cold warning in Canada, and it's for Pond Inlet, north of Iqaluit. Now, it's not as cold in St. John's or in Halifax, but that's well below average for St. John's, and some snow moving through. Close to 10 degrees, Ottawa, Toronto, your warmest day of the week, and we'll go west with the heat story in just a second. And we will see those snowbanks slowly coming down. Your temperature rise over the next couple of days. Tomorrow warmer. It's not going to be quite as extreme as, say, Alberta. A couple centimeters coming through, close to 5, southern Alberta, or southern Newfoundland, and parts of northern Quebec get into a bit more snow, and that continues back through the prairie provinces. Now, notice this is well north of Calgary. Calgary, mild spell for some days, but there's a lot of mild air in place. By Wednesday, we'll get some wet weather return to southern BC. That's your wet pattern midweek. And midweek, we've got some temperature fluctuations for western Canada. Lots of cold Arctic air across the far north, but you'll see a bit of purple diving south here. That is a return to some colder air later in the week for eastern Canada. Check out your local forecast temperatures in a moment. We're mild for now. We've got a couple of mild days for the maritime provinces, followed by sharply colder air and windy conditions behind that low for Thursday. And flooding. Flooding, of course, is a typical thing in spring in Canada, and we are watching that risk as we get the temperatures really warm up across the country. Good to see you. Suzanne Leonard with the team. It's Monday. Hope you had a good day. Certainly felt like spring, didn't it? A spring preview. Now, we all know March is a winter month. A winter month. Let's just remember that. We've broken the back of winter. It is in its last stages now, but we're going to get more snow and we'll get more sub-zero temperatures. Okay, now that I've poured sufficient cold water on all of this, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did you hear about Calgary? 16. Medicine Hat, Lethbridge were even warmer. Some very warm weather across western Canada. Snowmelt continuing apace there, very rapid. More seasonal temperatures, Toronto, Montreal, and Halifax that you saw there. Here's a look across the country. We've got one area of low pressure, and really it connects up with some of the rain snow we've had in northern Ontario, connects up with this flow that takes lows through the Maritimes. They've had a little snow there today.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Some good reminders there. Toronto, Hamilton, it was the end of December. Last time we were over 7 degrees, but that's coming for tomorrow. The snow and the rain showers at times to our far north. Overnight, our temperatures just below 0. Sunshine to start the day, and look at the afternoon. Enjoy. Cooling off a little later in the week, but staying near seasonal. That is a great story. Thanks, Emily, for the update. Still winter weather across the country. Well, still a winter month, so says the calendar, but we've got a real blast of spring and a bit of a spring preview, depending on where you are. Temperatures close to 20 degrees today in southern regions of Alberta. And as we sneak ahead to Friday, we've got warmer weather that is going to be sticking around. However, to bring it back to today, daytime highs, 16 in Calgary, 4 in Regina, warm enough for showers in Saskatoon and in Fort McMurray. Seasonal for Vancouver, but much milder in the interior. Some real heating in the interior valleys. And anything in white here, a normal temperature for this time of year. But that's a huge warm-up. It finally started this weekend, the spring preview, southern Ontario. Highs this week, get a load of this. Highest ever we've been in the month of March, 26 and 27. Toronto, Ottawa, Halifax. We're not getting there this week. But warmest day of the week, Toronto, Ottawa, Tuesday, and Halifax on Wednesday. And if we look at Western Canada, Winnipeg, Thursday, 9 degrees. Calgary, Saturday, Regina, Sunday, not in the 20s, but we're getting awfully close to get an early start to brush and grass fire season. There's a look at Tuesday afternoon's temperatures. Lots of cold air in the far north, some snow sliding down across the northern prairies, northern Ontario, exiting the Maritimes, but a little more moving in for late Tuesday. Wind chills, they're in blue here. They're still with us in the north and in St. John's. Sounds like a good plan. Unscheduling and unplugged. And if you're taking a little road trip on Tuesday, things don't look too bad. I can tell you that the spring preview isn't really making it into Newfoundland. -6 is chilly enough for Halifax, -10 for St. John's, but you'll stay near that for a high. We've got a little snow and rain in northern Ontario, north of Superior, sliding north of Montreal. Look at you, 5 degrees, 9 for Ottawa, Toronto, and even warmer in Calgary with good travel conditions. I just love hearing about the Iditarod and the Yukon Quest and some of these amazing events. Have you ever been dog sledding? Those dogs just love to run. Highly recommend you having that experience. Maybe not something quite as hardcore as that, of course. And here's a look at the Canadian North. The jet stream divides where we have some cold Arctic air still in the north. It's been so mild in the prairies. Fort McMurray and Saskatoon had rain showers today rather than snow. And of course, most Canadians getting a real spring preview. We're pretty quiet here. Southwest winds. Those are the isobars showing that southwest breeze. And a very good Monday evening to all of you from the Monday team here. Suzanne Leonard, and taking a look at overnight temperatures here. We've got some pretty quiet weather. -1, -3 for Ottawa. Today's highs were 5, 6, 7 degrees. Been some time since it's been that mild. How did you enjoy this spring preview? A couple of parents helping out. Some of them are just walking. They're not quite skating yet, but a backyard rink in Mississauga, that is pretty cool by us. Warm front across northern Ontario. Southwest winds. I was just checking the City of Toronto website today, actually, for skating rinks to see which ones are still going to be open. March break is next week. And, of course, some have been extended through to March 22nd, the typical closing for rinks, many, including Toronto. Is actually in February. But with these southwest winds and with these mild temperatures, ice conditions are certainly going to be compromised. So you'll need to check. We may have some openings and then closures according to our temperature trend. Now, our temperature trend at the moment, -1, -2 overnight. Morning temperatures similar. Tomorrow's our warmest day of the week, 8, 9 degrees. There's some cold Arctic air in the far north. As we look ahead this week, we will drop down later in the week to more seasonal temperatures. The snow stays to our north. The mild air stays with us for now. That doesn't look too bad as we go ahead to a calm start to the weekend and into March break. Find out more with your local forecast coming up. Enjoy your 9 degrees tomorrow.